Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me today. My name's Angie Hayes and I run my own private therapy practice, Angie Hayes Therapy. I'm based in Weston-super-Mare in the southwest of the UK, and I'm a solution-focused therapist. I do solution-focused hypnotherapy and solution-focused brief therapy, which is a purely talking therapy. And four of my huge passions in life are to educate my clients about what a powerful piece of kit they've got in here and how you can utilize it with the right mindset to do anything you want to, or it can hold you back in life so much if you don't understand and have that awareness of what the hell is going on in there and how to manage it. I also like to educate other therapists in the art of solution-focused questioning, because that is actually quite a difficult thing to do. And with anything worth doing, it takes a lot of practice. And I love speaking to other therapists about that and helping them and giving them confidence in that. My other key passion is all things relationships. That's what I tend to focus on. I do couples therapy. I work with people who can't get past relationship issues. Infidelity in a relationship, quite often I get asked, can that be overcome? Absolutely yes, but three very important conditions need to be present. I'm not going into that today, because today I'm focusing on education around mental health, but there is so much more to come on all of my passions. The other ones are PTSD and phobias. So easy to treat, but people rarely want to face into getting them dealt with. And I will be explaining why I think it's important to do that in other videos. And my other passion is sports performance. My hubby Andy is a keen age group triathlete. He was a pro cyclist in his day on the track, and he rode for Great Britain in the national championships, but now he's turned his hand to triathlon. He does half Ironman distance, and a couple of years ago he was struggling to achieve the results he wanted. So we worked on his mindset, and he has won every race in his age group in the last 12 months. We're waiting for the season to start now. Can't wait to see what the results are this time around. So today, enough about me. I want to talk today about a question I get asked a lot, because I want to educate you guys as much as I can. And I get asked this question, not necessarily by clients, but I get asked it by people who are interested in what I do for a living. And they say, why is it that some people have exactly the same traumatic experiences and issues that crop up in their life, and yet they don't fall foul of mental health issues? For sure, they feel the pain, they feel the devastation, it's all raw, and they go through tough times. But why is it they come out of that and they develop appropriate strategies to cope with it rather than inappropriate ones? And by inappropriate, I mean like turning to booze and drugs and all that kind of stuff and doing destructive behaviors. I'm not here to judge that in any way. I truly appreciate we're not all on the same page with this stuff. We're not all made of the same stuff, but I'm telling you now, we all can work to improve things for ourselves. We all have the ingredients we need to be able to manage our mental health better, all of us. So what is it then that sets those two groups of people apart? And it's the key R word, it's resilience. It's pure and simple, it's resilience. But what is resilience? If you think about it, I don't know if you've ever read Viktor Frankl's book that he wrote called Man's Search for Meaning. And Viktor Frankl was spent most of the war in Auschwitz, in the concentration camps. He was a psychologist. He developed his own method of psychotherapy. But he explained this in his book, that everyone in that awful, awful place was subjected to the most awful, inhumane, traumatic stuff. It's just unbelievable. I mean, I read the book and I was in tears. I was in absolute tears about the way, mostly the way in which human life, if you weren't German, and sorry, I don't mean to be triggering people here, but if you weren't at that time a part of Nazi Germany, you were worthless. If you were Jew, you had no value in life at all. And that's how they were treated. And those that couldn't handle it would just commit suicide. They couldn't deal with it. And in his book, Victor talks about how there are kind of three, he doesn't actually talk about it directly, but he intimates there are three different types of personality. There were your pessimists, your optimists, and your realists. And believe it or not, it was the realists that tended to survive. The optimists thought everything will be all right, everything's going to be fine, make the best of everything, da-di-da-di-da, and that's all very well, and there's nothing wrong with that in a lot of situations, but what they actually found was that it didn't get better for years, and they hadn't developed a coping strategy for enduring it. The pessimists saw the bleakest of the bleak, the worst case scenario, and they just ended it anyway. And then there were the realists who looked at what was happening, accepted that they were going to have to endure this and find a way forward, and they found a way to cope with it. And that's what Viktor Frankl refers to as good mental hygiene. And that good mental hygiene, really in a nutshell, is resilience. He went on to talk about how people need to have a purpose in life. And people worry about and get hung up on this purpose in life thing, thinking they have to be going out there and changing the world. Well, no, you don't. Just being a good parent is a good purpose in life. Yeah, just being a great friend, rescuing cats and dogs is a purpose in life, you know, and if it floats your boat and it helps you, it is your life's purpose, and that is just fine because it will keep you sane, literally. So this stuff is straightforward, but it's not easy. And the Mayo Clinic, when they talk about resilience, if you Google the Mayo Clinic, they describe it as being able to adapt to life's misfortunes and setbacks and to be able to bounce back. So in this video series, this is the first of 5, I'm going to be talking about some of those things that I think we need to be thinking about differently in order to help us bounce back from setbacks. Because let me tell you, just because people are resilient, it doesn't mean they don't bleed, doesn't mean they don't hurt. I'm always being told what a resilient person I am. It's a word that's been used around me all my life. Yet I've had some of the most SH1T experiences that you can possibly bloody well imagine happen to me and land on my head. And I've been on my own and I've had to deal with it. And I know that's how tough that is. Believe me, I bloody well know. I've been there and it hurts. It's emotionally painful. It's draining. I felt like giving up. But something inside of me stopped me from doing it because I knew it would pass. I know that everything that happens in life will pass. So you either find a way of enduring it. If you can't control it, you endure it until it passes, or you find a way out of the situation or to deal with the situation. And I'm going to be talking through a lot more about what I think are the key elements that allow you to do that. This stuff is straightforward. It's not easy, but I absolutely promise you, every single one of you is capable of fostering resilience if you're just prepared to be more aware of your thinking and your perspective around the issues that crop up in your life. So I will leave you with that thought, my little loves. Take care out there. I want to see you thriving and happy and living your life to the full. So stay tuned and we'll talk more about resilience. First thing we're going to talk about in the next video is awareness, and it may not be what you think it is. So on that thought, bye-bye for now, my darlings. Take very good care out there, and I will see you very soon.